AI has started to really change the game for quantity surveyors, especially in automating routine processes. Take quantity takeoffs, for example. What used to take hours or even days can now be done in minutes with AI-assisted software and BIM. It's a massive shift.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of folks out there, terms like BIM can sound pretty technical, but it's essentially a digital representation of a building's characteristics. What's exciting is how AI integrates with it to automate measurements and generate cost estimations. It's like having a supercharged assistant, right?
Exactly. And, it's not just the time-saving aspect, it's the accuracy as well. AI doesn't suffer from tired eyes, so errors in takeoffs or cost plans are drastically reduced. For instance, when we implemented AI for tracking material costs on a massive infrastructure project, the error margin dropped by over 80%.
80%? That's huge. I think what stands out, though, is not just how AI does the work faster, but how it allows us, as professionals, to step back from the repetitive stuff and focus on higher value tasks, like overseeing strategy or managing client expectations.
Right. It frees up capacity for what really matters. And that's the key. It's not about replacing quantity surveyors. It's about enabling us to be more productive and, honestly, more strategic in our roles.
Yeah, like handling multiple projects at once, which would have been, let's face it, impossible with purely manual methods. With AI tools doing the grunt work, it's all suddenly manageable.
Absolutely. And the thing is, the speed of data processing now is just unbelievable. AI can sort through mountains of data in seconds and give us actionable insights in real time. That was unheard of even a decade ago.
It's kind of wild to think about, isn't it? Like we're expecting these tools to reshape our day-to-day tasks, but they're also challenging us to rethink how we define quantity surveying altogether.
Exactly. And part of rethinking quantity surveying means adapting to the skills that AI now demands from us. Data analysis and AI system management. These are quickly becoming non-negotiable for quantity surveyors who want to stay relevant.
Yeah, and it's not just about learning to operate the tools, is it? It's about interpreting the outputs effectively, making sure the data aligns with a project's unique challenges, right?
Exactly. AI can process data, but what it cannot do, at least not yet, is provide judgment, context, or strategic insight. That's where we come in. For example, during a complex infrastructure project, no AI could handle the intricacies of stakeholder negotiations or resolve conflicts over budget priorities. That requires experience and a human touch.
And it's not just about negotiation. Human judgment is critical when you're dealing with incomplete or inconsistent data, which, let's be honest, happens all the time in construction. AI tools can't magically fix those gaps.
Exactly. One of the biggest limitations of AI is that it's only as good as its inputs. And in construction, those inputs are often flawed. Missing information, outdated models, you name it. QS professionals are the ones who interpret and, frankly, clean up those issues.
Right, and let me give a quick example from one of my projects. We were modernising this Victorian warehouse in Bermondsey, Grade 2 listed, so, plenty of red tape. AI helped with some brilliant 3D visualizations, but when it came to mediating between developers and conservation officers over replacing the original sash windows, that was all on us humans. No algorithm could navigate those kinds of legal and emotional nuances.
Oh, exactly. Those kinds of challenges highlight how AI complements our work but doesn't replace it. The profession is evolving, and we have to evolve with it, blending technical skills with strong decision-making abilities.
And that's the point, isn't it? It's not about competing with AI. It's about leveraging it while doubling down on what makes us irreplaceable: our judgment, creativity, and ability to see the bigger picture.
Absolutely. This is the kind of partnership that keeps the profession alive and, honestly, thriving in a rapidly changing world. We've talked about how AI complements our work and enhances decision-making. But the reality is that integrating AI into quantity surveying comes with its own obstacles. One of the toughest challenges is adoption. The construction industry has never been known for embracing change quickly, has it?
No, not at all. It's like trying to turn a cargo ship. It takes time. But there's also the practical side of things to consider. AI isn't plug and play. It requires training, customization, and most importantly, trust, right?
Exactly. Trust is key. For many firms, even those intrigued by AI, there's a lot of skepticism, especially around the accuracy of data being fed into these systems. Garbage in, garbage out, as they say.
Yeah, and let's face it, construction data is often far from perfect. It's messy, incomplete, outdated. AI might help process it, but the responsibility for cleaning it up still lies with us.
Right, and that's where human oversight remains critical. I mean, the legal liability alone ensures we'll need qualified quantity surveyors to validate AI outputs. You can't sign off on big decisions like budgets or schedules without a seasoned eye combing through the details.
And that seasoned eye often involves common sense and context, which AI just doesn't have. Like when I was working on modernizing that Victorian warehouse I mentioned earlier. AI did a phenomenal job creating detailed 3D models, which sped things up. But when it came to managing those tricky conversations with conservation officers about the original sash windows, that was all us. AI had no clue about the historical or emotional ramifications of altering those features.
That's a great example. AI, to put it bluntly, lacks emotional intelligence. It can't weigh the cultural or human stakes of a decision. And that's why, no matter how advanced AI gets, we will always need people to interpret and guide its outputs within a broader framework of understanding.
Right, it's a partnership, not a takeover. AI enhances what we do by making us faster and more efficient, but it'll never replace the layers of judgment, creativity, and interpersonal skills we bring to the table.
Exactly, and I think that's the key takeaway here. Instead of fearing AI, we should embrace it as a tool that empowers us to focus on what humans do best. The future isn't about choosing between AI and quantity surveyors. It's about how we can collaborate to create a stronger, smarter profession.
And on that note, I think we've said it all. It's an exciting, challenging time, but I have no doubts our profession will continue to adapt and thrive.
Absolutely. And that's all for today, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, embrace the tools, hone your skills, and don't lose sight of what makes you indispensable. Until next time.